In this video, we'll actually do algebra to solve this equation. This is x squared minus 2x equals to 15. Notice that the highest power in this equation is the x to the second power. Therefore, this is a quadratic equation. And to solve a quadratic equation, we have a few ways to do that. The easiest way is to do it by factoring. We also have the quadratic formula, but luckily right here, we don't need to use that. Let me show you how we can solve a quadratic equation by factoring. What we need first is, we need to have the equation to be in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. It's equal to 0. The most important part is that we have the 0 on one side. And then on the other side, the x squared, x, and then the term that has no x, it should be in that order. And let's make that happen because I don't see this equation is equal to 0 anywhere. So let's make that happen first. So let me write down the original equation right here. We have x squared minus 2x equal to 15, and to make one side equal to 0, we can just simply subtract 15 on both sides. This is the number 15, and minus 15 right here, so they cancel, and now just put down minus 15 right here. And what we are going to get will be x squared minus 2x, and then minus 15 equals to 15 minus 15, that's 0. As you can see, we have the x squared, the x, and then the term has no x, in the order like this, and then this is equal to 0. So we achieved the first step. Then we are going to factor the left hand side. The left hand side can be factored into the first factor times the second factor. Let's make that happen. And to do that, I will show you guys the tic-tac-toe method. To do that, we can just simply draw the tic-tac-toe boxes like this, and then we begin to ask ourselves, what times what will give us x squared? Well, x times x will give us x squared. And then we have to ask ourselves, what times 12 will give us negative 15? And I'm just going to tell you the answer. The correct combination in this case, we are going to use negative 5 and positive 3. And I can convince you guys this is actually correct by multiplying diagonally to check. If we take x times 3, that will give us 3x. And if we take negative 5 times x, we have negative 5x. Combine 3x with negative 5x, we do end up with negative 2x. So we know that this combination is correct. And then to write down the answer for the factoring, we are going to read it across. We will have x minus 5 as the first factor times x plus 3. This is the positive 3, that's why I put on a plus. And then we still have this is equal to 0, and then we continue from here. So you see that we achieved the second step right here. We have the first factor times the second factor, it's equal to 0. And then to finish this up, what we do is we take the first factor and we set it equal to 0. So the first factor is this parentheses, we have the x minus 5. So we're just going to write down x minus 5. We set this equal to 0. And we also do the second factor, we set it equal to 0 as well. We take x plus 3 equals to 0. And then we still have to isolate the x. Let's look at this first equation that we have. X minus 5 is equal to 0. To solve that, we can just add 5 on both sides. So we cancel the minus 5 and positive 5. And one of the answers that we have is x equals to 0 plus 5. That's 5. On the other hand, x plus 3 is equal to 0. We minus 3 on both sides. This cancels. And we will have x equals to negative 3. So as you can see, whenever we're solving a quadratic equation, we may end up with 2 different answers. Sometimes we may just have 1, sometimes we may have none. But then in this case, we have 5 or negative 3 for the answer. The question is only asking for one of the answer. The solution means the answer. Well, we see that x is equal to 5 works, and 5 is answer choice D. Therefore, D is the answer. X is equal to negative 3, but we don't see negative 3 right here, so we don't have this involved in the answer choices. So we're done. This is how we solve a quadratic equation by factoring. That's it.